It was 2005 and I was undertaking my first solo four-wheel drive trip. I was on the downward run and I was having some minor hassles with my cheapy video camera. These films were never intended for a wider audience. Indeed, there was no YouTube back then, so as a result, some, maybe much of the camera work, left something to be desired. Looking at the tape some 19 years later, there was a realisation that this is a record of a period in time and maybe should be shared. In this episode, we leave Karratha, follow the restricted road, with permits of course, into the Hamersley Ranges, visiting Python Pool, Millstream, Hamersley Gorge, Wittenoom and Karijini. Okay, this is the Pilbara Iron Access Road into Millstream. And we've got our permit and this runs down alongside the railway line. Otherwise I've got to go all the way back to about road to get on to go into Millstream. So there we go. Hey, here's one of those ore trains. They're pretty long. Tend to go forever. Keep in mind, I'm travelling 80 kilometres an hour in the opposite direction. There's an empty one back there. I should have actually sat down and measured the length of it, just for the hell of it. This bloke, she's a pretty long train. And got to be held up to the local railway crossing by that one. Okay, just looking across the landscape here. There's some sort of processing plant and camp. We might be able to find out a bit further down the road as to what exactly it is. It's actually called Rainbow Hill. And it's false. Rainbow Hill. It doesn't tell us what they're actually mining there. But the Pilbara has an interesting landscape, or certainly this part of the Pilbara. It's been watching it for a few kilometres now, and there's no great mountain ranges as such, but there's sort of knobs, and whether these knobs are iron ore or what they are, I don't know, but certainly it's all very interesting country to look at. These hills fascinate me. Hills are hills, and they've all got their different ways that they've been made up. But let's just have a close look at this. This looks like a giant slag pile head. Just tons of little rocks. I mean, look at that wall. It's almost as though someone's chopped the wall away. That's what the hill's made up of. And they go for miles and miles and miles, so they can't all be slag heaps, surely. That's what it seems to be. Railway line's actually now been joined by a second railway line, and I dare say there's probably a joiner over there somewhere. The other line, I would imagine, will be the one coming in from probably Roeburn or somewhere like that. We now have a train from Hamersley Iron as opposed to Pilbara Iron. Pilbara Iron owned one of the railway lines. I'm not sure whether it's the same company or not, but certainly a bit of repair work going on over there at the moment. There's been a lot of rain in this area just the last couple of weeks, as is evidenced by the amount of water that's flowing around on the side of the road. We are officially in the Millstream National Park, Millstream Chichester National Park, but still a little way before we actually get into the bits that we want to see. There's your two railway lines running side by side. These got their own individual bridges. Okay, we've just climbed a 2 kilometre steep climb, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be standing here or not, but that's just looking back down where we've come from. And opposite to that, that's the direction we're heading in, and up there's the communications tower. Let's keep moving. And as we've climbed up that hill, and now we're in a very flat land again. So we're now on a plateau, probably on top. If we think back to earlier on when I did film those hills earlier on, they're very flat tops, and we're on the top of one of those types of plateaus. I would think. I'm guessing, of course. I have no idea. Right, we've come to a crossroads, and Roburn is to the left via Python Pool. So we're going to head back that way and at least have a look at Python Pool, and we'll come back down here. Okay, the road that we're on is following around the crest of the hills at the moment. And they're way over in the distance. There's Pyramid Rock, which is out in the middle of nowhere actually. But we're not going that far. It's the road ahead of us. Beautiful rolling hills up here. Just a bit further around the road now, and we can see just a little bit more. Okay, we're about to do a steep descent apparently, so I assume we're coming down off the hill, and we're heading down into down there, which is where the road is winding through. And I assume I'm going to be on that shortly. Okay, this is our turnaround point, Python Pool. Let's go and have a look at it. Well, there's the rock wall. At the bottom of the wall is Python Pool. Well, here we are. This is Python Pool. Really quite an idyllic spot. I guess you can go swimming in there. Look at the backdrop. And I dare say when it's raining, the water would run down there. And probably a couple other places as well. Well, memory is a funny thing. I seem to have remembered that we actually were able to park fairly close to this, and that we were able to sleep pretty much near the sandy banks of it, but look at this, is no way possible. It was a bloody long time ago. It was 36 years ago. And as with all of these pools, plenty of fish swimming around in there. And as a testament to the rain in the last couple of weeks, water in the creek bed. Wonder how much actually flowed down there. Okay, we've retreated back from that hilly country, and we're now into heading out towards Millstream. Again, as you can see, fairly flat country, hills in the background. So now we're on the plateau sort of area again. It does exist. This is Dawson Creek, believe it or not. All you avid TV watchers. Well, this is the crossing pool at Millstream. Really quite beautiful here. Very cockatoos in the place. Treacle on there. Well, I used to see all sorts of wildlife, but there's millions of cockatoos in the place. A few ducks. Cliff top walk, it said. So I pulled up, And I walked to the cliff top. And wow, look at this. You need to look at my map to see what river we're on. It's beautiful. Now the beauty of this cliff top walk is that we didn't have to bloody climb all the way up here to get here. No, the road comes straight to the top. Well, keep in mind, of course, that that is a different level to where we are. We're on a plateau up here. Whilst I trust calm implicitly, I ain't getting too bloody close to the edge, I'll tell you that much too. There's a number of these little creeks coming in on the side. Notice another one just back up there somewhere. Maybe a little further. There we go. And there's the river continuing in through the trees. Okay, this is what's called Deep Reach. Really very good. The water risk area, beware of slumping river banks and submerged hazards. Submerged hazards? You mean like that? Right as we hop in. Now the geography students amongst us are going to tell us that this is the Fortescue River. And they're going to be quite right, because that's what it is. Beautiful. It's difficult to get a concept of these rivers in the wet season. We're coming through in the dry. We've just been looking at the Fortescue River. You know, how big and how deep it was. Okay, we're on the wrong side of that river. We've got to cross it. That sign says there's a major floodway ahead. As we approach the floodway, the sign tells us it's the Fortescue River. Remember how much water was in it? Okay, here we go. We're now going to drive through the Fortescue River. Now, and apart from things like that, and there, that's it. It's the Fortescue River. I went back to this. What's that standing in the middle of the road? Would you believe? Pretty kangaroo. Okay. So as we climb this little rise here, we are now out. There's the other sign. We're now out of the Fortescue River. So all that water, we're in a dry passage. Love to see it in the winter time. We wouldn't drive through there, I'll tell you that. If I say winter time, summertime, in the wet season. Reached the turn off to go to Wittenoom, but look at these tyre marks on the ground here. Someone suddenly realised where they are, jammed on the brakes, and have slid, and have slid, and have slid, and have slid, and have slid right across the intersection. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I've been looking at these mountains over here, and I noticed along the bottom there's a line. So when I look through the binoculars, in actual fact, it's a plain leading up to the hills. Then I had a real close look at some of the structure of the hills and colours, and they look gorgeous. Now, I don't know how they're going to come up on TV, but look, you know, that is something else. Let's just hope it reproduces on TV, because there's a bit of haze between here and there. Well, come over the top of a hill, and look at that for a sight. Purple hills, and that little bit of grass stuff underneath I was telling you about. What a picture. Terrific. Righto, well I'm halfway between Millstream and Karijini, and this is Mount Florence Station, and the little caravan park set up here, which is ideal because I got in here about 4 o'clock. It's just a beautiful little spot here. It's toilets and showers, and grass, beautiful. Look at the shop. Good morning, it's Wednesday morning, the 20th I think it is. Losing track of these days, but the countdown is happening now. This is Mount Florence Station, where we spent the night. Showed you the campsite last night. This is the track in, and as with all farms, there's bits of stuff lying around everywhere. Cattle yards. Indeed, this is a cattle station. Of course, good staff is hard to find, so this place is actually staffed by galahs. Okay, we took a look at this yesterday afternoon. This is the Hamersley Range. This is first thing in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. The sun shining on the range. Really very nice. Okay, we're now right in the middle of the Hamersley Ranges. These are the ones that we've been looking at from afar. And we're currently heading for Hamersley Gorge. Righto, we're at Hamersley Gorge. That's what it is. And the road winds its way down, right down there. So, let's have a look. Right, this here is the Hamersley Gorge. And it goes down. Pool at the bottom, there's a waterfall apparently. So we're going to take a wander down. Why? It's all downhill, but then it's all uphill. Righto, this is at the base of the gorge. You can go swimming in here. Someone's already set it up for that. Very cold, I believe. Water depth varies. It's really quite pleasant, but it's a bloody long way down. And the water flowing down and further up. A rock structure, yep, something else. It goes all the way up the hill. And where have we come from? Down that bloody path. All steps. It's going to be fun going back up there. And the gorge does flow back down that way as well. Karratha's done a good job of doing access to this gorge really. The steps all the way down. The road to go through the Hamersley Ranges to get to Hamersley Gorge, this is on the Nangatara Road. They've had to blast their way through the hills here, or the mountains, or whatever you like to call them, to accommodate the road. And the road's very narrow. And I thought originally maybe this was the Hamersley Gorge, but of course it's not. It's the Hamersley Gorge Road. We've had a look at the Hamersley Gorge, and this is the access road. Very narrow when we get into it. It says no overtaking or passing on the sign. I've already been through this the other way because we've actually come out of our way to go to this gorge. And we're now going back towards Wittenoom. You can see it's been cut through. But on the corners, they widen the corners so that traffic can pass each other if required. This is the way it goes. Again, the no overtaking or passing signs. You wouldn't want to make a semi-trailer with 4 trailers on the back of it coming the other way. Not at the speed they normally travel at anyway. This is the road. Right, well, we've just stopped and helped a couple of Aboriginal women with a couple of kids, and there were 3 kids in the car. The battery was dead. They've been there all night apparently, but anyway, got it up and happening. Now we're just about to approach Wittenoom, and there's the sign on the side of the road: asbestos fibres and dust are present and may be airborne in and around Wittenoom. Airborne asbestos fibres and dust are a health hazard and may result in serious illness in the event of inhalation. Asbestos fibre and dust concentrations in the air are increased by vehicular, human, animal and other movements. So we've got the air conditioner on recirculate, which means that we're not sucking stuff in from outside. It's also what they recommend you do to keep dust out of your car, so hopefully that's what we're doing. Righto, and left to Millstream and Roadburn. We've been there, right to where we're going, which is Karijini. This is now a ghost town basically. There are a few people who are hanging around. Doc Holliday's Cafe. Everything just abandoned. Oh, someone living in over there. Someone living there as well. Well, there still are some people here who's camping, so you can actually camp in the place. That's not really recommended. Most of the infrastructure's been ripped down. But there's still some people who refuse to move, and so they're still here. Certainly a different little town to what it was when we were here 30 odd years ago, that's for sure. Holiday home number 3. Righto, this is the end of Wittenoom Gorge. It's the end of the road. Can't go any further. So where we are is basically where the mine was, I think. The asbestos mine. Because all that's left here are concrete slabs. So this is where all the activity took place, apparently. These are the hills that are full of asbestos. Well, there's this gorgeous little creek sort of running along through here. I dare say when it rains, it's a torrent. There's the gorge ahead of us. There's a pretty telling wall there. That's pretty telling, isn't it? So there's the asbestos stuff, and I can't believe this, but people are actually walking over it. Well, there you go. Piles of it around here. Now just over here, camping area. Probably water in there as well, but we're not going to check that. We've actually misread our map, and where I've already been this morning I've got to go back to, because there's no through flow to Karijini. I'm going to go all the way around Hamersley Gorge again.
I've been into a few that worked here, they're back here.
Having said that, I've now decided to come up here and actually film a little bit of a pool and the rushes and things that are here. Having a chat with a long-term caravan camper. Okay, so this was Wittenoom Gorge. Apparently there's a road down through the Empire Gorge back into Wales Gorge, but it's supposedly closed because of rain, but at the same time the road looks, according to a map, is officially closed anyway, so maybe it's traditional owners have decided that it can't be used or something like that. But anyhow, we're going to go back where we've come from this morning, back around via Wittenoom, around via Hamersley Gorge. Okay, I'm standing above Junction Pool. There's 4 gorges all meet in here. And that down there is about 100 metres. This trees are 20 metres tall. You can hear the rush of the river down below there, and it goes up along, way along there. Okay, we're over 2,500 million years ago. Where I'm now standing was the seafloor, apparently. It's a long way down there. I don't mind telling you, I'm more than a bit squeamish standing here looking at this lot. Just to walk out of here, geez, you only got to step a couple of feet either side and you're down there. This is incredible. And that's what you're standing on, looking down there. To give you an idea, there's the track back, and there's the other side. It's the same on the other side. That one down there, I think, is part of the Hancock Gorge. Well, this is Joffrey Falls. Obviously not running to full potential at the moment. It goes down a bloody long way, let me tell you. Right down into there. Come back and have a look at that. That's the water flowing down there. A little problem with this camera thing at the moment, sticking. Dirt in the operation. Into the pool at the bottom there. Pool's dark. I know these lookouts are safe, but I don't feel very safe on them, let me tell you. And then, God, look at that down there. And then back up along the gorge. Yeah, so Joffrey Falls, falling down into a pool. There's a bed of sand down there as well. And from the sand, the water would normally flow down those rocks down there, but of course it's now really dry. A bit down there, down into the bottom. Oh, there's a couple of people who are going down to have a look. And they've got a long way to go. Okay, this one here is Knox Gorge. Again, it's a bloody long way down. I hate leaning over these bloody things. Again, there's a trail down into these things. It takes 2 or 3 hours to do it if you're reasonably fit. If you're incredibly fit. But I ain't that stupid. That's a long way down. Okay, I've been reliably informed by the gathering around me that this is Yallamina Gorge. And it's a bloody long way down, and they've just climbed back up. And there's someone down there making a lot of noise, so they're obviously swimming or doing something. Yeah, there is water flowing through there. There is a waterfall down there. I'm not getting any closer to the edge. And there are kids down the bottom who are swimming. They're welcome to it. Other than that, this really is quite nice. Okay, this is Dale's Gorge. Let's look down into the gorge. There's a deep pool down there. Water is seeping in from underneath somewhere. And there are a couple of people down there who are enjoying it. And the gorge, as this does all the others, back up that way. And yeah, you can't help but look at chunks of rock like that, just sitting out the side. They could just drop straight in. And this is just a bit further along the gorge, and there are more people down there still going in. It's 4 o'clock, so it's fairly late in the afternoon to be doing that. And that is Mount Bruce, the second highest place in WA. The highest, it's 1,235 metres, I believe, and the highest, which is about another 8 metres taller, is a few kilometres away. Mount Mahari or Mount Harry or something. There it is. Stands up out of the ground, but if you enjoyed this video, there are over 500 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll let you know when the next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.